Hey, you got a thing? You got autism? You got this? You got that? You have this quirk? Whatever? Yeah, cool. Let me know. I'll be flexible. All good. Most reasonable human beings would do that. And that's the key word, team human. Humans do that. Corporations, cogs, systems that demand you be as easy for them to manage as possible, they don't. How do I stop abandoning the parts of me that feel inconvenient? I want to pause there because John's got a take. He got a thought. I can tell. I can see it in his
I,
eyes.
I do. I do have a take. You can see it in my eyes. My take is this. First of all, that hurts my eyes. Second of all, this kind of mimics or mirrors a style of therapy that, frankly, I haven't studied enough to be talking about, but that's never stopped me before, which is internal family systems, IFS. And if you're not familiar with it, which most people aren't, I wasn't super until recently, it's the idea that inside of you are a lot of different parts.
Yeah.
And and to massively oversimplify this, the different parts kind of fracture off of you at times when things are hard. So if I'm in high school and someone's like, I'm going to bully you because your body's wrong or your ways are wrong or something's wrong, a piece of me will crack off and he'll be like, cool, we want to fight now. And then people will like, Sam or Daniel will be like, hey man, that's an interesting shirt you got, meaning literally your shirt is interesting. And he'll be like, they're making fun of you, fucking punch them. And you're like, oh, okay. And other parts of you will be like, you know what, we should just be kind of small. Like maybe they won't be mean to us if we're small. So when they get the same comment, they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, thanks. And then they get really quiet. They don't want to talk. But the cool thing about IFS is the goal isn't to tell the parts that they're not helpful or that they're wrong. It's to let them talk so they can chill out and reconcile with you. Yeah. And it's one for one what you're saying, which is like, if a piece of you is getting in the way, that's because it's trying to do something. You got to help it do the thing and let it yourself work with it, instead of trying to overpower it. Because if you do that, literally, very not fun fact, the part gets angrier effectively. Like it gets more intense.
Yeah.
Which is very human to begin with. Humans are very, what's the term for this? It's that thing where we don't think of an alternate way of doing anything. We just do the previous thing much harder until it breaks. There is a real term for this, and I can't think what it is, but fixed pattern mindset, something like that. I don't know. So if a thing feels inconvenient, and frankly, I mean, like if you want to get ridiculously summative, which I do, EQ can be reduced to mindfully noticing things about yourself without judgment and using that to inform your actions. So if you notice a piece of you always does this thing, instead of being like, why the fuck am I like this? Be like, it is a thing that I am like. I have noticed that I am like this.
Yeah. You can do the same for other people. Mindfully notice things about others without judgment. But here's the challenge. John knows this. How many people have we run into who say, oh yeah, I'm very emotionally intelligent. I know all about it, but they're the judgiest motherfuckers you've ever met. That's really hard to do. I say this stat a lot, and it's absolutely true. If you take a room of 100 people and you ask them, hey, how many of you think are emotionally intelligent? You have a pretty good, reasonable awareness of yourself and others. 80% of people will raise their hand. But then you take those 80 people and you give them a survey to test whether or not they're actually emotionally intelligent. Only 11% of those 80% actually qualified. We all think we're a lot more emotionally intelligent than we are, which is not a bad thing. But again, just being mindful about that judgy part. We all have this judgy thing because we're trying to put things together. We don't have enough data, so we're trying to make causal reactions and causal conclusions to things. It's part of our makeup. It's part of how brains are. It takes a pretty wonderful, amazing person to really pause on that. But even if you're not that person, which I'm not that person, you can at least just be aware of it and do whatever you can to slow down that process. That's a great call out there, John. So I bring this all up. How do I stop abandoning the parts that I feel inconvenient? This is the instrument I was given, and it plays a sound that no one else can make. There is no one on this planet that's like Daniel. There's no one on this planet that's like John. There's no one like me. John is one of the best at what he does, but he's absolutely the best at being John at what he does. I'm one of the best at what I do. Really, I am. But you know what? There's no one else that's like me. There's now a demand for people wanting me specifically because there's a specific thing that I do that only Sam can do. And Daniel's the same way. There's a specific way Daniel does his vision, his art. He has such incredible artistic integrity. He's actually had the permission to be like, I know you want me to do it this way, but that's not going to work for how I do things. I'm going to do it this other way that I think will work, and we'll leave or take it from there. There is no one on this planet that can do it better than us. And one of the things I'm really proud of about Zero Dot is we're not trying to play the card of like, we're the masters of our domain. Yeah, we're pretty good at what we do, but the most important thing is we're team human. And we know that the connective tissue is what brings us all together.